Hello, 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 guys and gals and non-binary pals. Welcome to another Gemcraft stream. Today we hope to actually make some amount of progress in the actual storyline. The past few times we have been going back through the prior levels and just trying to get some more experience points so that we can start with higher level abilities or just start with more abilities in general. So this time we hope to actually make progress in the story side of the game. At least that's the plan. The other side plan is the B field endurance level 5 has the critical hit gem ability, which will let us have all 6 kinds of gems for most of the levels now. So we're gonna specifically aim to get to there and unlock the wizard stash that's there. But at minimum, we're going to try and just progress forward on what we're stuck on. Our wizard level is now 171. We're at 89 fields explored. I believe last time when we started it was like 163 was our wizard level. So we've progressed quite a bit just on the level itself. But now that we have B unlocked, we're going to go try and find B5 and open that up. We've also been working on getting this talisman piece at higher levels so that we can swap it out here. We've got the 18% of wizard level goes to initial XP and mana, whereas this has 28%. But because we were going for XP, this is 11% XP gained. This doesn't have any XP gained, so I figured leave this one out for now until we max it out. Then we'll socket it in. Try to put the words slot and socket together. I didn't want to work. But there's a wizard stash here for the endurance mode, but we're going to go after B fields first now that we have them. I believe it was B5, D5, and E5 that all have the other missing pieces for what we have, or for what we're looking for at least. But we're going to go through B first. So they have to come down this way and then go up and around and in. But we can't build a tower in here yet because it would block all of that. Okay. So let's build a tower here. No, let's build the tower over here. I want to put a trap. The trap would either go here or up here. I've only got bleed, slow, and crit. Let's put the trap there. Let's put this here, and we'll just put that there. And then our tower is just going to be crit and bleed together. But then this one we're going to go double bleed, I think. This one will go to level 3, and I should be able to make it level 4 pretty quickly. At least at the beginning. But we're going to try and go through all of the waves here and try and get to B5. just play this safe. Upgrade as we go. I should not need multiple towers necessarily. I could always take out the tomb later, but I don't think that's a good idea anyways. This monster nest I might want to destroy. But at least for now, I just want to see how this is going to go. I kind of want to destroy this barricade so I can put another tower here. And then only have one wall here. Because then they could still go around. Right now, if I tried to put a tower here, it would block it. But if I can destroy this, I would have these 3 slots open. Maybe I do just build a tower over here and have it target that. Destroy the monster nest. Alright, those are just giants. I can speed this up a bit. Okay. Got 0.8 seconds left of beams, so I think that's fine for right now. $19.92 for the mana cost. Alright, I can definitely upgrade that now. No real repercussions. Let's speed this up again. Okay, I don't want to leave it sped up too much, just so that things don't sneak by unexpectedly. And so that I can actually react quick enough to resocket things. Okay. Now that monster nest is gone, and so is the flying entity. The specter is gone. And we did both of those pretty quickly. Not much to worry about when they're already dead. Okay, slow down because all the monsters are appearing now at the same time. Okay. 3984. Could upgrade that one to 5, but I don't need to yet. $39.84. We're almost there. I definitely could upgrade now, but I would like to get rid of the monsters on the screen first. Okay, now it's level 6. I I'm questioning right now whether I moved the abilities off of poison and armor tearing gems. I might not have done that. I might have started with a lot less mana than I could have. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I removed that yet. I do think that this is going fine though. We've got 2.3 seconds left on that. That pushes them a little bit closer up here, which pushes them in range. Could actually do that and force them to go that way. Yeah. Now they have to get closer so I can fire upon them earlier. And if the crit works correctly, it'll one-shot. Okay. Let's upgrade that gem. That can speed things up again. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's working out. Okay, that was only 2 giants, which is actually kind of concerning. If it had been more giants, then that would have felt normal. Slow it down while swarmlings are involved. Okay. We're keeping up, and it doesn't look like I need to put out a new beam yet. Slow it down just to be safe. $79.68. Okay. Ran out of beam for a moment there. Some bigger monster is going to appear, and it's not going to be a wraith. Once this little batch is gone, I'll upgrade this. Now this is level 7. Not that I have any extra abilities that making this level 7 actually does. Can I target this yet? No, it's still outside of range. Okay. Now it's not even using the beam that frequently. Unless it needs to. There are 2 spires on the field. This one, I would hypothesize gets within range about here. This one gets in range there. I don't think I need to worry about them. I can always freeze and whatever else. slow that one down, I guess. I'll freeze that one. Slow both of them down. Deal a 10th of its health. Oh, I missed the spire. That one gets slowed down now. Okay. I don't think I have to worry about the spires. I think they'll be in range. And if they're not in range, then it's an issue. I can also just start using the bolt. Freeze that one. It's not in range otherwise. This one's definitely going to be in range. The beam deals with everything else. And it takes out the two walls that I built again. That's kind of funny. Okay. Okay. We survived. That's the good issue. Or the good thing. It's not an issue. Once I kind of calculated where their trajectories would lead them to get towards the orb of presence, I felt like I was pretty safe. And then I wasn't worried. So that was nice that I didn't need to worry at all. I don't think I even took it off the triple speed now that I'm realizing it. I don't know if I did. Maybe I could hit that apparition with bolt, but it's just not worth it. That wraith is gone. And that apparition is going off screen now. Okay. And there's 20 more waves after the swarmling one I just looked at. So yeah, I think I'll be fine. There's honestly a chance that I'd be okay opening the tomb even. Definitely not something I want to try until like the last level, the last wave I mean. I'm letting too many things get through because I'm keeping it at high speed. I'm not paying attention to when beam drops. And I think I might actually be fine if I open the tomb. Might not be the best idea, but it probably wouldn't harm me too much. Alright, less than 20 waves. It's just a game of keeping the beam alive. Or not alive, active. As long as I can keep the beam active, I should be fine. Okay. A shadow demon would probably not be great to go against, depending on where it ends up. That'd be the only other thing to worry about right now. Yeah, because if a shadow demon was like jumping around out here and nowhere near where my tower actually is, then it's an issue. But I think right now it's not too much of an issue. Oh, Barrage takes that out. I did not realize that. Barrage was not the right weapon to use there. Okay, we're going with Bolt next time. Immune to gem bombs and wasps. I should have realized that it gets damaged by barrage. That's okay. We resolved the issue before it could become worse. I'm gonna have to use barrage again. Target closest to the orb for right now. Okay. use barrage again. Nope, that's blocking, but this isn't. Okay. The one I want destroyed isn't even getting destroyed. Okay. Stopped all of them. There's a specter. Swap targeting to swarmlings. Okay. It defaults to nearest orb afterwards. They're both 31k to upgrade. Okay, freeze all those. Use barrage now, target this one. Okay. Seems to be doing fine. Go after least health. Freeze all those. There's only a few waves left. Do I play AoE? Yes, a lot of the streams that I do are Age of Empires. In fact, the last one we did was the 4th and 5th parts of Babur as the campaign. No! You darn walls. Go there, go there. Yeah, I play Age of Empires. I'm not amazing at the game, but I would say that I'm at least good. Oh, finally it destroys the one I've been wanting it to destroy forever ago. Because I wanted to build a tower here. Go after least health again. that one, don't let it get too far. I can't build there. Now I can, okay. Barrage is simultaneously the best and worst ability to use for these, apparently. It's both really good because it's destroying the clusters, but it's really bad because it's opening up all the new ways to get attacked. Okay, this seems to be fine though. Okay, gonna swap to that. Let's freeze those giants. Can slow the other things. Freeze those again. Deal a third of their health. Slow everything else. Go after the least health again. Which tends to be the swarmlings over here. I want to target the thing that has the orblet. Oh, that was the giant. It just was a little off of where the actual center of the giant was. That's okay. But yeah, I tend to play Age of Empires. I wouldn't say once a week because sometimes I play Age of Mythology instead. Sometimes I play both Age of Empires and Age of Mythology. But I definitely play Age of Empires up there as one of the top games that I've streamed. Actually, Gemcraft is probably number one, whether you consider Gemcraft Chasing Shadows or Frostborn Wrath as separate Gemcraft things, but those are the two that I've played the most as streams. And then just in general, I'll play... I started playing Age of Mythology off camera because they've got a daily sort of challenge thing that they do. Which honestly isn't much of a challenge because it's just play skirmish mode on this specific map and do it as fast as you can. Or get the most points or score, whatever. So I wouldn't say that's technically a challenge much, but it's more of a, like, play deathmatch, but also King of the Hill. Which tends to be pretty easy, but I've been playing Age of Mythology off camera every so often. In fact, I'll be playing it tonight with my brother to figure out something for what might be a stream next week, depending on things. So this is XP gained, mana for starting waves early, and wizard level goes to XP and mana. Not bad. Building swarmlings and giants. That one's bad. 205 shadow cores and B2. Yeah. Whenever I play Age of Empires and like skirmish matches, I always try and play one of the civilizations that has a cavalry unit, as its unique unit. Was I right? I did not change these away from mana. Whoops. Let's see, B2 has mana, so that's wrong button. This one does have mana, so let's go with 10 levels there. And then Talisman. This one could socket here. 20% to mana and XP. But this also gives XP gain. It's the only one that looks like that though. I would need the wizard level to go above 20% or to equal 20% for me to feel like this is worth it. Let's upgrade this one first. 35% of wizard level goes to XP and mana. That's not bad. I can always undo the changes. I'll save that by closing this. Then I can always undo the changes if I don't like this. That's 11% currently. That's 20%. Yeah, okay. This one's not going to get high enough to be worth it. That one's definitely trash. That one's trash. And that one's trash. This one is not going to get high enough to be worth it, so it will be trash as well. And I should have tried to see if I could convert them into more of the collection things. None of those would have been what I needed anyways. I can always just undo the changes. Why am I thinking that through? I can click C on these. There, I've already collected all of them. Now I've checked instead of just looking at it and guessing. Okay. This has a wizard stash in endurance mode. I don't think I'm gonna go back and do that yet. Let's go through all the new ones up until B5, because B5 is where I'm supposed to get the critical hit gem. Yeah. I like Age of Empires. I'm just not great at it. I'm definitely better than I was as a kid, but I'm still not great at it. Okay, so the only entry points are these 3 on this side. So if I build here, I can make it so they have to go here. Make it so they have to go down. So these all have to go through this side to come down and around. These 2 on the blue left sides go down this way and up and around. I don't like specifically saying my age, but it's relatively easy to figure out. Okay, so let's make these. Okay, so this comes down this way. I can make it go up and around and through the trap and around this. So if I blockade this side here, then these ones have to go around and up and in. Yeah. My age is relatively easy to figure out in that I judge people based off of I judge ages based off of, were you born before or after 9/11? Is a really easy way for me to figure out whether I consider you old or not. That can pretty easily tell you how old I probably am just off of that. You are old if you were born before 2001 September 11th, and you are young if you were born after that. And I have graduated college is the other factor of probably relatively easy to figure out my age. Those are probably the easiest ways to be vague about how old I am, but still figure it out. The other way to say it is my younger brother is, or would be graduating college if he still was in college this year. And he's 4 years younger than me. I don't particularly like just stating my age out loud, but you have enough context clues to figure out a good guess. And that's what I leave people with more often than not, is you could probably figure it out. Because there are definitely some people who are way too young to be asking people's ages. And there's sometimes it's just like, okay, safety thing. But your age range that you're guessing is a little too young for 2001 to be my cutoff for you're old. Or you're young, depending on that. So you can have the vague knowledge there. I think I've stated my age in the past, but I don't outright say it more often than not. Like, I'll confirm if you're right on your guess, but I don't tend to actually. I think it's just an internet safety thing that I like grew up with. Is like, you don't tell a random stranger how old you are, but also I'm old enough to be an adult that I don't tend to care about ages. Like, I know the creepy thing is the age is just a number or whatever, mostly in regards to like a pedophilia thing, which is strange to me, but whatever. But I've always hung out with the people who are older than me or been the mature kid or whatever, so I don't really hang out with people my own age normally, so being young or old has never mattered to me. Like, when I was in preschool, kindergarten age, our recess time was the same time as the 5th graders. So, like, we'd go outside and play tag or whatever with 5th graders who had to know, hey, these kids are like 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7. You can't just like shove them hard when you're playing tag because you could easily knock one of them over. They are small children versus you're a 5th grader who's getting close to teenage years. So like, I've always hung out with the older kids. Part of that was my older sister was in 4th grade, 5th grade. My older sister is 3 years older than me currently. She has not had her birthday yet. I have not had my birthday yet, so that is still a true statement. Yeah, okay. I'm old enough that I have to think how many years apart we are based off our birthdays. Wow. I can also say I'm not in my 30s. I'm not that old. I'm not ancient. Not that 30 is ancient or anything, but most of my coworkers are 30 plus. Most, not all, but most of them. One of them is my age, plus or minus a few months. I think they're like 2 or 3 months older than me. And then the other one is, and then two of them actually are like barely over 21. Like 22, I think. One of them just turned 22. Yeah, that's what it is. Now you've got me thinking about how old I am. I've never thought of myself as old. There are definitely days that I feel really old because like I lift heavy things at work all the time, and sometimes it's just like, man, my knee hurts or my back hurts. And it's just from lifting things consistently and walking back and forth across the work environment. Suddenly I feel old. And I still like to think I'm young. I've consistently reminded myself that I've played a card game for 10 years. Every time people are like, oh, I started playing this game at this time, and I'm like, oh, that was like my 17th set that I was around for, and that was your first. Oh, have I played this game way longer than I realized? Yep. Oh, there's quite a few games that I'll play for like years. Like, I played a video game for over 5 years, and like, I would never recommend that video game to anyone now. But back when I started playing it, it was always fun to be the youngest. Like, all of my alliance mates were 50s. And at the time I was like, oh, for me, young people are until age 40 to 45. Okay. That makes me feel better. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and tell most of my coworkers that, hey, this random person on the internet says you're still young because you're not yet 40. See how they react to that, because I think that'd be funny. Both of my parents are turning 60 in the next few years. Yeah, next year my mom turns 60. And then my dad will turn 60 the year after that. I might have missaid that. Next month, my mom turns 60. Not next year. No. $2026, so next month and next year. 13 months from now. I can get the math working. The brain did not want to brain very well there. Doing math and was not what I was expecting to do suddenly in my head, apparently, because that did not function for, like, at all. Oh, wow. I don't even have barrage on this. What am I doing? I am not focusing. Jeez, there's a spire on the opposite side. did double mana. That's not close enough, but that's okay. Okay. I'll let this stay there for now. We'll get it up to level 8 and then I'll plug it into here. How many waves are there? 80. That's 4 more waves than the last one, so I guess that makes sense. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking for a second that was suddenly a jump in too many waves, but no, it's not. I can definitely block this and actually make them go that way, but it's not a necessary change to the map. Alright, I'm just leveling this up to 8 and then I'll combine it over, which would end up being the same amount of mana in total that I would spend to just upgrade this anyways, so that's fine. I reside in the US, in the United States of America. That's why I always say that my streams start at Central Standard Time. Like, I could definitely figure out the conversions for PST or EST, but I just go with the time zone I'm in. Everyone else can do the work, or when I put the actual waiting room up, it will automatically tell you what time that is for you. Oh, there's a wraith over there that I didn't even see. Jeez. Glad this was automatically targeting that. Yeah. I'm much more willing to say I'm an American than my age, which is probably not that great to think about. But yeah. You're from Europe? I think that makes you like I think it's like 50 or 60% of the people who watch me are from Europe. So that's kind of interesting that I have more of a European audience than an American audience. There's another spire from the top. Oh, why did I combine these? It was a good idea at the time. There are a lot of spires on this map for some reason. Although I guess the other one had 2 as well. This just wasn't 2 of them all in the same time. Ooh, I lost the beam. Alright, that's level 7. It should be able to take it out. No, it's close enough for a beam anyways, so it'll definitely take it out. Yep, okay. Second spire dealt with. I think at this rate I'll just make this stay at a level 8 gem in a second. Leave it there. Yeah. I've learned I have a lot more of a European audience than an American audience, even though a lot of my coworkers have subscribed to my YouTube, and they're also all Americans. So it's kind of interesting knowing that even the people that I know don't outweigh the number of Europeans that just happen to be here. So that's kind of cool. Well, that's something I should do. Should have done before. Make him go this way. I don't know why I didn't do that. This can start going after the least health that's remaining. Okay. See, I also like the fun thing of, you said you're from Europe, which is vague enough to not be one specific country, because there's even just 44 countries in the European Union, which is vague enough to be vague. And I'll say I'm from the US, which includes 50 states, but I can even narrow it down by time zone, and that's still vague enough, because like the time zone that runs through the United Kingdom also runs through most of the Central Europe, and like have 90 fields lit in journey mode. That's cool. And like some of the countries like Germany and France can be split into 2 time zones, and that still would be vague enough to keep you relatively safe. So that's always cool. It's just like you're maybe not intentionally doing it, but you're still being internet safe. B3, B4, and 240 shadow cores. In Slovakia is 9 p.m. It is 2 p.m. here. So it's 7 hours difference. Okay. I know I think it's the 2 Germans that sometimes stop by for Gemcraft streams. They're both 6 hours ahead. Although, has daylight savings time happened in Europe yet? Because that might be the difference right now. Is that it hasn't happened, and that's why you're 7 hours difference. But no, it would be the inverse. I would be an hour earlier to you, so you would be going further away with daylight savings time now. I probably just thought way too much into that. Wizard Stash in endurance mode. Let's just jump to B4. B4 might have B5 in it with the Wizard Stash if there is one. Otherwise, B4 is more likely to give me B5 than going to B3 would be. There's a shrine and 2 sleeping hives. This shrine covers essentially the whole map. I would like the enemies to go as close to this shrine as possible. It's blocking. Oh, because this isn't open. thinking about it for a second longer, there's no point putting armor tearing in the trap because the traps ignore armor anyways. And there's no point putting poison up here because I just need my tower to destroy them as quick as possible. And poison is a damage over time thing. So let me just do that instead. And then I will duplicate this and put it over here and have it destroy that barricade. And in order to duplicate it, I need 792 mana. Okay, that barricade should go down pretty quick. Okay. Should be fine here. Okay, now that that's gone, I can block here, which forces them to go around this way. And I can block here, which forces them to go up and around this way, which means that all of these routes of the shrine are now accounted for. And then I can do the poison one here or here. They can't go down the bottom route anyways, so putting it here would be best. And then this gets moved over to here. Also targeting special, okay. So now they go through here and get poisoned. They go around here, then they can split off however the heck they want, going that way, and then they go around. And I'll build another gem up here for this tower. They can go up the top around the sleeping hive. So let's block that. Can they get past any other way? It does not look like it. Okay. I can still duplicate this and put it there. And then I can duplicate that and put it up there. Let's duplicate that first. Still targeting specials, okay. And 1788 is what I'm looking for this one. Okay. 1788, there we go. And that can get that, and then this can get that, and then this can get that. go. Now we're ready. I should have upgraded this one first before I gave it the beam, but that's okay. And now I've got the shrine ready for whenever I need it to. So whenever this area around this gets swarmed, I can just click on the shrine and be perfectly fine. Purposefully using the word fine because it rhymes. Haha. I don't know why I'm in a poetry mood today, but I am. Last night I was figuring out what I wanted to message to someone, and then as I started writing it, it was slowly turning more and more into poetry, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just give this a third and a second and a third stanza to it, and sure, I'm just sending someone a poem now. That's fine. I can't upgrade this yet. I could upgrade the back line. May as well do that. If this gets to high enough level, it'll actually be able to aim over that trap, which will help at the beginning. But high enough level, I think 7 might be slightly effective, but 8 will definitely hit it. There we go. I kind of want to know, if I attack this sleeping hive that looks damaged, does it do more than the other one? I'm going to use this just because it's at full. 14 hits and 10 deaths. The 4 that lived were the giants. That makes sense. Upgrade that to 5. Can upgrade this to 5 in just a moment. Let's reset, get that immediately. Ability 3 takes off 10% health, but also just immediately removes all layers of shield. So it's really good against shielded swarmlings and giants that have shields and pretty much anything else that has a shield. Alright, I need 7968 to upgrade that to 7, which will let it have the increased mana gem ability. And it can hit halfway through the trap over there. So I think I'm right. The level 8 will be able to hit the whole trap. As it stands, it can sometimes target. It goes like right through here is where the end of the circle is. Yeah. There have been no flying entities yet, which is both concerning and good. It's concerning because it hasn't happened, which makes me think that there's going to be 2 spires at once, like there has been in one of the prior ones. This one's marked. Heals enemies. Okay. this because there's all of the giants, excluding this one right here, in the way. 22 hits, 15 deaths. Okay. Not a terrible shrine hit. Could definitely be worse. I got Talisman Fragment out of... I think that was the giant that died that gave me that. Okay. Oh, a Wraith and an Apparition at the same time. The Apparition is going through that area. Is that a different Wraith? That would have to be because one died over here. Get rid of those giants. Not get rid of, because it definitely won't destroy them, but it'll hurt them quite a bit. 24 hits and 20 deaths. 0.1 second left on that. I may as well just refill it now. Okay. We're a little over halfway. Just trying to hit all those giants again. Don't really care that most of the Reavers were out of the way. Stunned that one giant on top of the trap, so that one took a bunch of damage. Make both of the traps level 6. Oh, this one doesn't have a beam. That's why it got through. If I can make the traps level 7 as well, then I get that same benefit to the mana gems. A lot of swarmlings. A lot of swarmlings to the point that it already took out my whole beam. Dang. Wow. That was a fresh beam put in and it was gone pretty much instantly. There's a new one again. As long as I can refill the beam as it's going. As it's about to get the next one. What's the difference between streaming on Twitch and YouTube? I mean, there's different guidelines you have to go through for Twitch compared to YouTube, but as far as I'm aware, there's not much actual difference, like using the softwares and whatever to stream. I find YouTube is a little bit easier to like have discoverability because it'll recommend you like streamers and streams that are relatively similar to what you just watched. It's like if you watch 50 Minecraft YouTube shorts, then YouTube will go, oh, you probably like Minecraft. you might want to watch this person who plays Minecraft sometimes. Whereas Twitch, you have to like actively look for, hey, I want to watch a Minecraft stream right now. I have to see who's on to do that. And then if you want to like avoid the big names, like the people who have thousands and thousands of people watching all at once, then you have to actively like scroll to the bottom of Twitch and find the smaller streamers playing the game you want to watch. Whereas like YouTube will just be like, hey, this person might not have a lot of people, but they're playing the game that you like to watch. Do you want to watch them? I should probably slow down because I'm starting to let too many monsters get through. So like, I just find that YouTube's a little bit easier to get discovered on. Yeah. Because like, YouTube will recommend based off of prior things you've watched, whereas Twitch, you have to actively go and try and find it. Or like, watch the stream and then go, oh, this person redirected me over to this person. Oh, yeah, I actually like sticking around over here. I like this group of people. Let me keep watching. And then maybe next time you go and actively try and find that person. And then now you've, because of watching person A, you've now found person B, and then person B recommended you person C. And now you've just started kind of watching that group of people. Now you're like, oh, well, I like the community that's kind of shared between these 3 or 4 people. Let me keep watching there. Whereas YouTube will just be like, hey, this person is streaming a game you like. You want to watch it? It's up to you to click yes. Well, like, actual, like, community guidelines and whatever, I think are similar enough. Like, you can get away with swearing a lot more on Twitch than you can on YouTube. Which, like, I have no problem with swearing. I just choose not to myself. Because sometimes I just find it funnier not swearing. Like, I can get the point of what I'm saying across just as easily by speaking it with weird English words than by swearing. So I just choose not to swear. But yeah, YouTube is technically a lot stricter on swearing. Like I would say a good example would be like, if a rap song is like 50, 60 swear words in a row, YouTube might be like, hey, why did you show this? You said your content is like more geared towards kids, and yet you had 50 or 60 swears all just happen at once. What's going on? Whereas Twitch would be like, yeah, just swear all the time, who cares? We're not moderating your language, other than if you have hate speech, then it's a problem. But I just choose not to swear anyways, so... Forever ago, and I kind of want to do it again, I guess, but did a karaoke style stream where the songs themselves had swear words in them. And like, I'm okay with swearing in that regard because it's part of a song, but I won't actively like go out of my way to, like, if I'm losing in this game, I'm not going to start swearing at the game for the game being bad or anything. Like, I might be upset, sure, but I'm not going to swear at the game just because I lost. Or I'm not going to swear at people. Like, that just feels dumb to me. Like, I'll definitely say some words that not everyone is okay with. Like, I know not everyone, like, at home or whatever would be allowed to say crap. Things like that. But that's more of a what your parents won't let you say versus is it actually a bad word? Not technically. It's just a different word for poop, and I could use more vulgar words for poop if I wanted to. I'm not going to because I choose not to say it, but crap is a bad word in some households. But saying the S word that means the exact same thing is a lot more of a harsh word that I won't say. I have come close to swearing on streams before. Closest example of that was way back when I played Minecraft on a server with some of my siblings and a friend. A ghast came out of nowhere, like within 10 blocks of me, and just came from right around a wall and almost got me to swear at the ghast because it scared me so badly. But like, I intentionally choose not to swear, whereas both of my siblings that have been on my streams don't care and will swear anyways. Like, if I had other people on my streams that weren't family members and they started swearing, I don't think I'd stop them. Like, I'd probably be like, hey, you just tone it down a little bit because I choose not to swear. The audience I have isn't used to hearing swear words all the time. It's probably the way to word it. Or at least not used to hearing swear words all the time in my streams. Like, I don't know, some people at home hear swear words like every other sentence, so can't say that no one here would be used to it, but at least within my own streams, I don't swear. So I'm more kid-friendly than other people are, but I mean, literally in the description of my videos, I keep it there intentionally. There's if you have any mental health issues, the suicide hotline is, I just have it in my description because especially when I started, I did a lot more mental health oriented stuff. And like, I know I have bad days sometimes, and because I don't script my words, and I don't always think before I speak as well as I should, I will always leave that in my description just to be safe. So like, it's got the 811 hotline for America, but it's also got the, I believe it's a Wikipedia article that has all of the outside of US hotlines for different regions of the world. Because I would rather be safe than sorry. And if I do cause someone problems, then they can always speak up and I will change the topic or just stop talking about it. 8% heavier orblet, 7% faster orblet rollback, 15% barrage charge, 10% poison damage on enemies in whiteout, 21 damage to swarmlings, 35% wizard level to XP and mana, 13 damage to flying ones, 12% maximum beam charge, and wrath skill levels. We will suck at that in. I lose the 11% XP gained, but that is fine. I need to upgrade this one more time. And then it is maximized. I'll keep this just in case for now. Okay, looks like B4 did not give me B5. Unless it's the endurance stash. I'm gonna play through B3 first. See if it gives me B5 there. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that I need to beat B4 with the endurance wizard stash there to get B5. But we'll go through B3 first. B3 does not have the mana gem, so we will drop that out, and I'll start with more mana. Alright. But yeah, the main difference between YouTube and Twitch is just their actual terms and conditions that you have to abide by. Like, I know some streamers do dual streaming. They'll stream on both YouTube and Twitch. It's like, I have no problem with either platform. It's just that I started on YouTube, and in order to dual stream, I have to buy the full version of the streaming platform, or the streaming software I use, and I just haven't found that it feels like an affordable thing to do, and I don't really want to start on Twitch at this point because I think I'm doing okay enough on YouTube just by itself. Like, in the future, yeah, maybe I'll try dual streaming, but for now, I'm fine with where I'm at, and I'm okay with that. Here. I'll wait for the mana. There. Force him to go up and around and then back. And then this one gets Barrage to increase the specials, which is really just making the slow and the bleed take longer. A lot of swarmlings in a row. Wow. But yeah. I think to summarize everything I have said for the YouTube and Twitch thing, I just like staying on YouTube at this point. I'd also have to figure out how to look at two chats at the same time, and I don't currently have a way to do that. What's my goal on YouTube? for the most part, everyone's goal on YouTube is to eventually get monetized and make it a living job. But, like, honestly, I don't have a set goal. Like, if I could get YouTube to be a job where I can, like, actually make money off of it, and I could quit my real life job and only focus on this, that would be awesome. Is that, like, the plan and what I'm aiming for? No, not really. One of the reasons I do YouTube is because it helps my own mental health quite a bit. Like, when I had a therapist and would talk to them, there were so many times of just, I'd want to stream, or I'd be doing this thing on stream, and that's just what was making me happy. Like, that was the thing that was getting, like, I haven't been diagnosed, but I am more than likely, like, have depression and anxiety and things like that. So, doing YouTube, even on a bad day, was just like, okay, this is making me feel happy. Like, the stream itself might not have gone well, or something might have crashed, or something like that, but just doing the stream itself helped me get out of the, I'm feeling not okay today, brain capacity. So, like, for the most part, YouTube is just this is how I stress relief. How I get out of the depressive rut is to stream. Sometimes that's very difficult, but for the most part, it's just the way that I get my brain to stop doing whatever it is that's making me not okay. And I'm perfectly fine with that. So, like, actual goal on YouTube, just to keep doing it. Like, if I get to the point where I can be monetized on YouTube, which is like 500 subscribers and some amount of watch hours within the past, like, week or so, if I can get to that point and start making money off of this to the point that I can I can focus fully on doing this, and, like, that'd be cool, and then I can actually, like, get improvements technology-wise to be able to play more games and do more things. Like, this game is being display captured. Like, you can see the whole screen. Like, if I alt-tab over to my streaming software, you can see me do that, because this game just doesn't function with a game capture, because my computer is just old. So, like, yeah, YouTube is more of a hobby that helps mental health. But, like, if I can get to the point where I can make money off of this, I can then take that money and put it right back in. I can get a better microphone, I could get a better computer, things like that. But at least for now, it's just, it keeps me sane. Like, I have gone down the route of, I don't want to be alive before. I have not done anything, but I have gone down those mental facilities of wanting to not be alive without acting on it. So I do think that having this as a hobby helps me stay grounded in a lot of capacities. Watching streamers have also helped me not act on those things or those thoughts. So, like, I think it just helps myself and others to keep streaming It's like, I know I'm not like a mental health expert, but I can always help someone who's having a bad day. Like, I'm definitely not a licensed therapist and have no plans to be one, but I can definitely help people get through a bad day just by hanging out and watching something that maybe you wouldn't be able to play because you just can't buy the game or you don't have the device that it would work on. But I guess technically this would be more like a retro game. Like this game in particular is technically more retro because anything 10 or more years tends to fall into the retro category now. But yeah, if I can help one person have a good day just by being in the chat and hanging out, whether or not you talk in the chat at all, that's up to people, but I like to think that it's fun. There are a few streamers I follow that are like, the days that I've had really, really bad days, they happen to be there, and like, even though they didn't specifically do anything to help me, just being able to watch the stream and get my brain off of those bad thoughts and put them into, oh, this is a cute game, or whatever you're doing sounds fun, or the way you're talking is interesting. Like, all of those kinds of things just help your brain get away from whatever was causing you bad things. And that's sometimes just why I watch streams myself. They're both level 7, okay. Maybe I should slow this down. Okay, nope. I just needed to put the beam back on quicker. Okay. Yeah. I think all of what I've just said is kind of one of the reasons I like to play the support character in a lot of games. Because sometimes, like, I don't take a main role, but I can very easily just help with whatever you're already trying to do. It's like, if you're having a bad day, I can help you with that. I might not be able to solve every problem or fix everything, but I can certainly make it so that you're not thinking about it consistently. And I think that's one of the things I like about streaming a lot. So it's really easy to just ignore the real world for a little while. Like, if you spend 3 or 4 hours watching this, then that's 3 or 4 hours that you might not have even realized was passing. And now suddenly it's midnight and you're like, oh, well, I was having bad thoughts at 6 p.m. and now it's been 6 hours and I haven't even thought of that once because now I'm 6 hours later suddenly. Sometimes that's how I feel watching streams. It's just like, oh, I was in a rut, or like, one of the streamers I tune into, they stream at about the time that work starts getting close to shutting down at night. Like, we start doing the closing stuff and I'll just put on their stream and listen to it. And sometimes it's just like, wow, today has been really, really crazy at work and I just need like a moment to chill out. And so having the time of finding the stream and pulling it up and whatever on my phone is just like, okay, that's enough for me to ignore what's happening around me, and now I can focus on like what I'm hearing in my ear a lot more than how the night has gone. Now I can just focus on what's being said and whether I'm learning something or just listening to them play a game. It's fun. Can I speed this up now? Let's get Barrage again. Could probably upgrade that to 8, but I don't think that's a good idea right now. Okay. There's still almost 10 more waves. Or no, almost 20 more waves. Because currently what would be on the screen would be 66 out of 86. Okay, now I can speed back up because it'll just be Reavers and those giants over there for a little moment. Then it'll go back to being the Swarmlings for the next 5 waves. Wow. Slow it down to deal with all those. Okay. We're surviving again. Barrage is gone, so there's Beam again. Yeah. Group 3 to get rid of all their shields. Group 3 to get rid of all the shields. Slow all these guys down. Barrage to deal with all of them again. I can freeze all these guys. Now we'll freeze the bigger group. Hopefully Barrage will deal with the groups that are there. Okay. Let's target Swarmlings for a second. Okay. Targeting the Swarmlings while I have Barrage is definitely helping because it's going after all the clumps of enemies. Target the ones with the least health now. I will manually target the apparition at this moment. get slowed. Target that swarmling if you can, thank you. Okay. Let's target the giants now. So that'll still target everything else underneath it with the barrage. Now go back to the highest special cost. Highest banishment cost. Okay, that Orblit got all the way back now. Let's go with random. Let's actually swap that to least health. Okay. Give it barrage again. Slow all those down. How much health does this have? It's dead. Okay. That's exactly what I intended for it to do. Go after the least health to get the final hits. Okay. Too many things are getting banished now. Everything is inside the swarm. There are too many things. Let's go back to least health. Freeze those down there. There are too many monsters on the screen. Slow those down. Something I would like to try that I don't normally do. I wouldn't normally take this out of that, but I kind of need the extra damage that I can do. Do I want to know how it feels to be paralyzed? I don't want that experience, but I can comprehend how I think it would feel. I definitely wouldn't like to experience that and understand how it feels in a literal sense, but I can. You know a trick to make it so you know how to feel paralyzed. I know that you can hit specific pressure points, and that will like essentially neutralize how your body would like normally function. Like, no, I don't want to experience being paralyzed, but I can pretty I would say pretty accurately figure out how it would feel to go from like you have complete control of your movement to you can't at all have control. Okay, my goal for the walls this time is that they have to go down and around, and then up and around, and then down and up and around. Hopefully I can do that with the walls. So if I can just have more area to keep attacking. Oh, this should swap to that. Okay. So let's see, I need them to go down and around. So first we do here. Makes them go around. Make them go this way where you have to go in and you have to go up. And you go away. And they have to go that way. And you make them go there and away and then back in. And then away again. And then they go that way. And they go that way. Put your hand in fist like you want to punch someone. Put your hand on the table. Put out only your ring finger and try to lift it. I mean, that's not paralyzation. That's just how your hand works. That's because your muscle that allows your ring finger to move is connected, relatively connected to the other two that would still be taught in a taught TAU T within your own finger because of just how your skin and muscles work. Like if you just hold your ring finger and fold the rest of your hand in while you're looking at your palm, you can see how your skin will bend where your middle finger pushes in on it and your ring finger and your pinky pushes in, and you can already see how the skin isn't letting your ring finger go all the way up without trying to make yourself feel paralyzed there. So I can, it's probably how it, no, so scientifically speaking, because obviously I have never been paralyzed, typical paralyzation is when your nerve gets cut off from wherever it's supposed to be. So like being paralyzed from your neck down typically means that your vertebrae have shifted in some capacity to push up against your central nervous system in your neck, which is how you become paralyzed from the neck down. It means that your brain can't send the signals to move all the way down because there's now something in your nerves that isn't connected. So like the brain will tell your hand to move, but your hand never receives that command. So it's honestly a lot more scary than just, oh, I can't move this thing, because you're actively trying to make it move, but it's just not happening. Like, you've probably seen any amount of doctor shows where like the patient starts freaking out when it's suddenly they can't move. That is almost certainly the real reaction of, my brain is trying to move my hand and it's not. Like, I am attempting to scratch my nose or whatever, but I can't even move my hand from lying next to my side where I can feel it to my face to scratch my nose. Like, whereas with you said the ring finger thing and trying to lift it, that's just how your body is meant to do things. Like, because of how your body is designed, you can't individually move a finger without some amount of movement in the others. So that's just how our hands have developed. Well, like, paralyzation is a lot more of a scary process because you can tell that your own body isn't moving the way it is supposed to. Okay. We've gotten through the first 30-ish waves relatively easily again. I'm going to put the other tower there in case I need it, because I might still need to make this into an attacking tower at some point. Oh no, you weren't making fun of it or anything. At least I didn't see it that way. Someone who actually is paralyzed might have a different opinion, but that is up to them to voice, I guess. But yeah, I think it's... the logic you went with was just technically flawed, and therefore I wanted to point it out. But it wasn't actually like a bad thing necessarily. It's like that's just how the human body works, is that when you can't do something, your brain tends to start panicking and making it so like you are trying to do this thing, but it just doesn't work. So like technically the feeling of being paralyzed when you weren't before is gonna feel a lot more like panic than anything else. Or like it's just not going to feel in general. Like it's kind of like the argument of like, I want to go left, no, we should go right type thing. It's like your brain wants you to go left, your body is trying to go right, but it's not doing either. It's going nowhere forward in this case, maybe. Just because it can't do anything else. That's why like whiplash and like motorcycle accidents and things like that can be so much scarier than they actually like look. Like from a distance, it looks like, oh, you just got caught on the seatbelt or whatever. Or a motorcycle accident, you just stopped suddenly and then you just kind of let it happen or whatever. Like the motorcyclist is sliding along the road now. Like sometimes it's they don't have a choice. They can't put their hand down to try to slow down the speed that they suddenly are being projectiled at, because their brain is trying to stop them from sliding, but it can't. And that's kind of like the fear factor that comes with suddenly being paralyzed. Whereas like if you're born paralyzed, then, well, honestly, if you're born paralyzed, then there's a lot more issues than things like that could really realistically solve. But if you're not expecting to be paralyzed, your brain tends to react in a panic state. Because that's not the norm, but suddenly it is. Now is always the fun time of whenever I'm talking about a scientific topic of, can you guess what I got my degree in? Because it's not science. Can you guess what I went to college for? Because it was not what I'm trying to talk about now. I guess maybe it's a little related to science, but not like closely related. I'd say it's more, my field is more related to scientists than science itself. But I find that to be fun. I got a history degree, which is why I say it's more related to scientists than science itself. Because like I could tell you like what Galileo, Copernicus, and like all the different science people did, but I could not explain to you like the theory of relativity in like actual numerical terms and whatever that science itself does. Like I can tell you the 3 laws of thermodynamics and things like that simply because I have learned it and I'm good at regurgitating things that other people have told me. but by myself, I do not actually have like any expertise in that. But I can certainly tell you things that I have heard other people say. Can't really tell you what a textbook says because I didn't tend to read the textbooks for my classes. I was a very bad student, but I was very good at repeating what people said and repeating what teachers have told me, especially on tests. Like the actual like area of history that I was really good at was American Civil War. So like the class that we had for U.S. Civil War class was our final test in that class. Everyone was kind of dreading the essay questions because the teacher tends to go with the ones that were like the most difficult ones, but he would give us an advance warning of like, here's the 3 questions that it could be. I will pick one of them. You should know what you want to write for all 3 of them so that when it comes time to actually start writing, you're not like sitting there in a panic of I don't know what to write for 20 minutes of the exam. Well, the other questions that it could have been were discussed like foreign policy that happened, which I have no idea about. It would have been within the book, and I didn't read the book. The second one was like discuss the differences between how like the North and the South did their different domestic policies, which again I don't know about. But the one that ended up being chosen was during the war, how did Grant and Lee, like as military advisors, perform? Like how did they do during the war? What did they do and how did they do it? And it's like, oh, I know all the battles that they both participated in and like can analyze things because I was a Civil War reenactor for 19 years and I've been around all these different people who have ever like done thesis papers and like grad work based off of the Civil War stuff. So it was like having that as the question that we were supposed to write about was an immediate, oh, I know what I'm gonna write. So it was great. That's probably the only test that I ever got a 100 on. Thank you. You can target that one. It was the only test that I did really, really good on. Every other test was like, I could tell you what you told me in class. Anything more than that, and I kind of blanked on it. But like this one was like, I have all these like prime examples and like all this extra stuff that I didn't read the book at all to tell you, but I can just tell you because I know the answer here based off of spending, I think it was at the time 4/5 of my life like actively participating in them. Like the one like really cool battle I was able to participate in was the 150th Battle of Shiloh. So 150 years after. You have to go for school. You don't need school. I do understand. Have a good night. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. Good luck at school tomorrow. I will joke that you don't need school simply because I'm not doing anything with a history degree. going to school as much as I did now feels kind of pointless, but it still works out for most people. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by as long as you did. Enjoy your day or your night. I guess it's night because you just said you had to go to bed. Okay, hopefully this will help. Putting the barrage here means that it should slow multiple enemies rather than just one or two. Okay. I do think pulling this one out of the trap is definitely what's helping me now. Maybe if I combine them it would be good, but I don't think so at this point in time. Okay. Should probably have swapped that and put this with the beam and this with the barrage, but that's okay. Seem to be doing fine. Okay. Freeze that again. Go back to least health. Okay. How many more waves? 86 total. Go after the giants with the slow. Freeze all of that. Go with barrage. Go after swarmlings. Go after swarmlings. There are just too many swarmlings going in multiple times. Okay. Keep going after least health up there. Okay. I am surviving at least a little bit. Go after least health again. I really need things to die. The more of these entities I can get to die, the better. Because the fewer that are on screen, the less they get banished. Okay. Come on. Let me live. Okay, I think I'll survive currently. Come on. Come on. Drat. The only thing I could do there would be upgrade the armor tearing. Which I probably should have, but I wasn't thinking about it yet. 646 is the upgrade cost for that. Okay, let's try and go through endurance mode. That's quite a drastically different route that I will have to make them take, but that's okay. It's 330 essentially, which means this has been... This has 1.7 million health, but no armor or anything else. Wow, okay. Well, I'm gonna do pretty much exactly what I did the last one, but a lot closer. But I will also put one here. I just made this level 3. Probably not what I should have done. I realize I have the slow gem now. This is 1.7 million. This is gonna take a while. Okay. We're gonna keep that targeting structure, that's fine. Once the beam is gone, now it's a barrage, which is fine. Okay. Oh, those aren't quite in the range. That might have been too early. Yeah, they're just out of range. Darn it. Well, whatever. I've got enough mana to banish all those because of all my mana gems. I was afraid of that happening. Okay. just have to be careful that the barrages don't hit the actual nest anymore. Okay. It can go to level 5 now too. Already down 100,000. Okay, there's a wraith, which isn't terrible. Not exactly great, but it's not terrible to have a wraith on the field. Okay. I meant to put the beam, but I put barrage on it again. I just flubbed the number I was trying to click. Hopefully I have enough. I should definitely have enough though. That's when I got both the wraith and a bunch of the little guys in. $1.4 million left. Okay. Hit the Spectre and some of those guys up there. Got rid of a few of them. Okay. We're surviving. The shrine is helping a lot. I don't always try to play on triple speed. Okay. I can do that now. there. And we can slow all those down. I can use the beam here. And I can get barrage here again. I can freeze all these now. I can make that go to level 7 in just a moment. Let's get rid of all those swarmlings up there. I was not going to be happy if those swarmlings survived that. I've done almost 500k damage to that. Okay, just upgrade that now. Okay, this is not going as well as it just was. Alright. I might need to get that off of structure targeting. I'm under the impression that because of how much health this wizard stash has, or at least had, that it is definitely the B5 box, or I need to destroy it to get B5. Something else is going to appear in the next wave. That I can almost guarantee based off of how dark the flashing black cross thingy was. This is not targeting the Shadow Demon all the way up there. It's immune to barrage shells, so giving it barrage is kind of pointless. one's not in range either. Okay. Maybe I could have gotten the demon to die. Maybe. $77 shadow cores. This is going to take a while to destroy. It's been almost 3 hours. Let's check out the wizard stash on this one. See how strong it might be, because I believe E5 also was one of the ones that we needed to get. And as there is no E5 on the map, I'm assuming it's here. At least it would surmise to be here. Oh. That's a lot of health and armor. Okay. Well... Still 4 across either way. We're going to force all these to go up and over by the wizard stash. And then this will be where the tower is. All of these will have to go up and by the wizard stash. We'll go across there later, but for now, they can't go here. They can't go here. These guys can't go there. And they can't go there. So all these have to go up and around this way, and they have to go through this side, which is by this tower. The tower is going to keep hitting the wizard stash. And then they'll have to go through here, which is going to be mana, bleed, slow, mana. And yeah, so this is going to slowly whittle down all of that, destroying the armor a bit faster than the others, but it's okay. And they start off as corrupted mana shards. Okay. So it's attacking the wizard stash when it can, and attacking everything else when it has to. I'll put another one over there, and I will duplicate this. $17.88. Okay. All right. And together these two should keep destroying this wizard stash. Okay, and all their spare time is spent destroying the wizard stash, so this is going relatively well. Looks like the hit points are going down faster than the actual stash is now, or than the armor is. Maybe I should just duplicate these. Okay, it is still targeting all the monsters as it needs to. It's just all of its free time of targeting things is going after the armor stash. The armor stash? The wizard stash. Okay. Make that level 6. It does more damage that way. Okay. This is not going down very quickly. Hopefully this can destroy the... There's a lot of things trying to get through suddenly. Okay. Definitely need to worry about the worrying about the shadow. I don't want to use this freeze yet. I want to wait for that shadow to get closer. So if I can freeze it when it's actually in range of one of my towers, especially if it's in range of a beam. Can I attack it with... I cannot. It's just out of range because it's right on the line of where it could shoot. That's too far out of range to even care about. No, Shadow Demon does not want to get anywhere near where I can do something about it. 13 more seconds of being frozen. I see the spire, but I really need the Shadow Demon gone. Shadow Demon's gone now. Everything else can start dealing with that in just a second. down 840. None of the barrage is even hitting it. Oh, now it is. Now it is. Okay. Okay. Also do just have to live. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I'm living here or not. This wizard stash is definitely staying closed. There's 80 waves. Okay. Now I've got all the towers firing on these enemies again. Okay. This is going okay. It's definitely not going amazing, but it is going okay. All right. Slow those down. Freeze all of them now. Get the beam. I just can go back to targeting structure now. Do a set instance of damage against them. Give that bolt. I definitely don't think I would be alive if I didn't have the mana gem right now. The mana gem being here is what's saving me right now. Whether that's the mana gem was supposed to be on this level anyways or not, I don't know. But it is most definitely the reason that I am still active right now. Okay. I'm struggling with all of these enemies. The armor tearing is lowering their armor, and therefore it's not figuring out which has the lowest armor. That's kind of funny to see, actually. Okay. If I can survive until wave 80. Okay. I was expecting these giants down here to be the targets. All those walk slower. Okay. I don't think I'm surviving here. That's a giant about to be banished. It didn't even get to the giant, it was the other things that were running underneath it. 46 of 80 waves beaten, and I think I was showing that I was about to hit like wave 50 or 60. Yeah, 54 was currently processing onto the screen. Part of that was I didn't use the skills. Part of that was I just didn't. The tower I tried to build to only attack the endurance wizard stash just was not going to function. Oh, big stretch. Oh, that feels nice. Okay. Well, it has been 3 hours, so we're gonna call it here so that I don't keep going and going and going and going, and then suddenly it's 10 at night. Because I know myself, I would do that. I would keep playing until it's way, way too late. Because that's just how I am when I get absorbed in something and want to finish it. But yeah, that's everything for today. I am supposed to work tomorrow, so that's why we did Gemcraft today instead of tomorrow. I don't know exactly when I will get off of work tomorrow. So most likely there won't be a stream tomorrow. If there is, I'll probably just play Minecraft Yeah, I'll probably just do Minecraft because that's an easy game to do really quickly. But it'll probably be just like an hour or two of Minecraft before, before I'd have to go and leave again. So if I get off of work and there is less than an hour before I would have to leave, I probably won't stream tomorrow. But if there is plenty of time to stream for like an hour, for over an hour, 2 hours or so, I will attempt to stream. So like, if I can get back by 3 o'clock and start streaming, then I would stream from 3 to 5, 5:30-ish, which would be 2.5 hours. But if I can't realistically get back in that amount of time, then it just won't happen. But if we do Minecraft tomorrow, it will be trying to raise some of the ground at the Purpur Castle, using some of the dirt we have, and terraforming the castles that we're going to still have to build. Essentially, I'll be taking all the dirt that we've been collecting and trying to use it. For the most part, that'll be what we're trying to do tomorrow. If I can even stream. But I don't know until it happens. So, maybe see you tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday next week. And I will figure out the schedule and try to post it sometime Monday, I guess. I'm really not good at posting it Saturday morning or Saturday night. Sunday night. I can say the right day of the week. But with all of that said, I hope you guys have a good day, a good evening, a good morning, a good night, and a good afternoon, and a good time zone wherever you are. And peace out.